Alright guys, so we're going to do a part 2 here of the Aussie CPI, and we're going to do a little bit of fine-tuning our entries. It's a long-awaited video, but we have to go through this in steps until we get to that part, because otherwise nobody's going to ever understand that part. So we'll go back out here. What we know here is retail have jumped in here and they've sold. Okay, they've sold the Aussie the moment they've seen it being the weakest, without realizing. Now look, this is all this overlay does is it keeps bending and moving and it just adjusts, but we've already observed this, so now this continues on in time to make that all fit in the indicator. But this is all still the same, nothing's really changed. It's probably turned it into a 30-minute by now, I would imagine. Although I think we were on a 30-minute last night. We were starting to see that. So 1 hour maybe. No, not really. There's no trade there on the 1 hour. 4 hour. Oh yeah. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 up there, and just the Aussie and the New Zealand down here. So those could want to reach up there on a 4-hour perspective. Yeah, same sort of deal there. There's no trade there on the weekly. And then that's just a big mess, so there's nothing there. But what I want to do here, we're going to go in here and we're going to have a look, and we're going to count the amount of time that retail has been wrong for, and how much time retail has been correct for, relative. And then we're going to go and try and zoom in another fractal and really figure out, is this the bottom or not? And that's what we're going to work on. So how do we do that? Well, we go back to the worst possible place in time. Actually, we'll do it on these. So I've already drawn this out on the New Zealand here. All right. Let's just make all this fit. All right. So what's going on here? Why can't we get this to fit in here? Maybe it's this. Oh, that's better. All right. All right, that'll have to do. So let's zoom in. Note the open as well. The opening price is here. In the Aussie New Zealand, I'm choosing the New Zealand as it's the closest in value to the Aussie currently in time relative to the other ones, as we already observed back here. You know, the weakest is the Aussie. New Zealand's come back down. You know, the whole time it's been about Aussie and New Zealand being low, relative to the other ones, right? This one's the New Zealand here for anyone that's forgotten or is new to these videos. If you're new, please just go back to the first video and start again, because at this point it's we're we've come too far. I'm sorry. Okay. So they were short and correct collectively. And we'll just go with the open to here. That's 273 minutes or candles relative to whatever time frame we're looking on. All right, 273. And their price that they're happy in is here. Now, when all of this happened, the retail sold after the news. Now, what's happened? They've sold at the worst possible price. Now, we've got to try to feel those guys' emotions relative to those guys' emotions. Those guys' emotions are happy collectively for 273 candles. I've gone through the other ones. It's all about the same. Now, the sellers here have not been happy until this point where I've drawn a line, 11 candles. Now, in time, when we take our, in pippage, when we take our crosshair tool and we come down in points where we are now, it's 117 points. Okay. Now we'll take that from here, from our worst possible selling price at the news event, and we'll go up and we'll measure that. Okay. So where we are currently is 313 points pippage. So if you're looking for a clue as to whether they're going to reverse it or not, well, you look at the numbers. You got 125 down. These guys, in time, they're happy, but in pippage, their stomach is really starting to bother them. But when we look here in the Aussie yen, it's not. You know, they're cool because, well, 290 points. Oh, sorry, Sorry. Let's start that again. 819 points, and coming up, the 327. Let's do that again with this Aussie New Zealand. Oh no, we are right. It's 103, 106. We look at the number on the right. And then 316. So that's our clue. And then we just simply go in here and look at that, and we can keep going. Same deal. There are 11 candles wrong versus 273 candles. Now we can divide this again and try to do it in here. Now we know what we're doing, right? So we have the 11th candle there, but at this point it doesn't even matter. We can just go to here, but let's go back in time, because we can't, you know, it's better to know what has happened rather than waiting around. So we'll use the 11th candle. That's here. Okay. Now these guys, the sellers are wrong. 242 points. But since then, they're wrong an additional 133. So they're actually wrong. So they got pressure on them right there from the 11th candle. The 355. And then we can just keep dividing it and going back. So we'll pull up It's 355. Now we'll try to imagine here at the maximum high here that there's buyers there. Now those buyers from that worst possible place up there have been offside for 14 candles, right? But 34 points in price, 34 pips they're offside. While here, which is underway, this is happening right in front of our eyes. They are offside 296. So you got 296 points relative to 14. They are going to go up, guys. They are going to go up. So you got, that's how you can fine tune your entry. Now we can go over and do this on the Euro Aussie and all of that. But I needed, guys, to show you all the pieces first before you can understand and trust fine tuning the entry. So we all want to know about the Euro Aussie, and we all want to know about the pound Aussie. So let's pull the pound Aussie over wherever it's gone. And we'll try to work out in terms of numbers locally how disappointed they are. Here it is. And we'll do the exact same thing again, because this is really the part which is going to change everyone's life. Because once you've got the localized entry and the stop, you know you can now manage your risk correctly, which how I've been demonstrating doing this is not really managing any risk at all. But now we're about to enter that realm, which everybody has been waiting for. We're not going to get greedy there. We're going to actually do it correctly. 11th candle. We know it's the same deal. Look, from the open, they're massively offside, the other guys. 265, 270, we'll call it, So, same deal. Worst possible price. The buyers of Euro Aussie have been long for 11 candles to here, which is 444 points negative. Okay, I'm already seeing this right here, so we need to just enter that. Sorry. And the same, yeah. So they're 400 terms of time. The buyers 335, okay, but now it's spread further over here to 476 in profit. But how we did it earlier was we were here, okay, we'll do it again, and then we said at that area the sellers are offside. It was in here, like 54 points would be the equivalent on Euro Aussie. I think the Aussie yen was 34 or something, so it's 54 points, right, for 7 candles, 8, 9, 11 candles, right, 12 candles, 78 points. But relative to here, the bank, the retail, the net, long and wrong, 421 points, and increasing relative to that 78 points. So where's the market maker? If there is a real market maker, where the hell is he going to take it? Well, obviously he's going to screw them. We'll do the same with the Aussie here. So he was 325 points. The buyers were wrong at 11 candles. Okay. from the 11th from here. All right, so they are actually offside 461 points relative to this short swing here, which is 45 at 6 or 7 candles sideways. The Aussie was letting them off the hook a little earlier than the euro. When we zoom in, the pound, I mean, sorry. It's this candle here. So you just try to imagine where the guys are, you know. The buyers there are that much screwed, okay? And there's sellers here, which will draw red. Right, which are pretty happy. Same thing here, and then in terms of points too. So you got our fine-tuned entry here, guys. This will all crumble back against that because they've got them now. They've caught them. They've got them offside. Since starting to put this together, what are we looking at? What are we observing over here? We're noticing that the Aussie yen is rising. Obviously, it's going to rise. It's going to have to rise. And then here is the New Zealand, the Aussie New Zealand. Now that is back up at that original opening price. So that's really causing a toll on their entries. So you can read all of this locally and just keep going. But anyway, guys, I'll be back when the trades are really making some better progress. Cheers.